Where have I been? Well, you can look at the title and see where I've been. I've been going through it like a lot. So much stuff is going on. I've pretty much all cried out. I like to think so. I hope I don't break down or whatever. But you know how Me Too victims, they normally wait about 20 years before saying something. But Me Too victims, they normally wait about 20 years before they say something about their story, mainly because they hide shit deep inside and they keep pushing because they have to for whatever reason. And the same thing happens to me, and it's like you get triggered by something, and then once you get triggered, it's like, oh, you want to talk about it? Well, let's talk about it. So for me in my life right now, why I've been away from YouTube is because I have been dealing with my moody teenager. I love him dearly, but he is at that age where materialistic stuff rules his entire world, and flexing on Instagram is like, it's everything. So it's like, I feel like I cannot keep up with my son's wants and buying his affections. I can't do it. And so basically in the middle of a custody battle with my mother's sister and her husband. And the thing that triggered me to make this video was a part of the petition where they say, well, first of all, you hear custody, you think I'm a deadbeat. That's not the case at all. I literally don't drink, don't smoke, don't do drugs. I don't abuse my kid, don't neglect him. None of that shit. Right now, it's like he's a book smart kid and he's trying to be street smart, and it's not working out simply because through the midst of everything that's going on, I forgive my son. I live in a rent controlled area, right? And my aunt and uncle, my mother's sister and her husband, they live in Eastlake, which is kind of like an upper middle class area, still suburban, not quite Rancho San Diego, but it's not quite La Jolla. This is kind of like right in the middle, like I guess upper middle class, you could say. And so my son has always been that type of kid to where even when he was a little kid and he'd go on play dates with other kids, he would come back to my grandma's house, come back so distraught, so sad, because this kid has this kid has that. How come I can't have this? How come I can't have that? And no matter how much I try to really get it into his head, like, son, your friend has two parents. Your friends are going to have stuff that you don't have and I don't have access to, etc., etc. My son wants to flex on Instagram. He wants to live in the suburbs. He's equating materialistic things with love. Like, if you can't buy me the $300 pair of shoes, you don't love me. If you can't buy me this, can't buy me that, you don't love me. Well, they bought me this and they bought me that, so they love me more than you do. Like, I've been his age before. I get it. But at the same time, it's like, oh, you sneaky bastard, sneaky, sneaky, sneaky. Like, I get served with a petition, and they're basically saying that they think that they could take a better care of my kid than I can. And hear me now, this petition is so baseless and so based not on any facts that the only way that they could win is if they made sure that I missed the trial. And they did that by, like, I don't do legal shit. I'm the most boring person I know. So the first thing they served me was with a petition at my job, and then I'm over here expecting the same petitioner person to bring me something else, something updated with the court date or whatever. I don't do this legal shit. I go to work, I come home. I don't know. But meanwhile, I don't check the mail, and then turns out that I missed the damn hearing, so they were granted temporary custody for just a few weeks or whatever. But the thing is, reading through this petition triggered me. So my aunt and my uncle, they're trying to make it seem like I'm like a deadbeat. Like, I don't drink, I don't smoke, I don't do drugs, whatever. So in this petition, they want to make it seem like they came and saved the day from the hoarder or whatever. And it's, dude, I just don't make my bed, or there's clothes here, whatever. I work a lot. And so there's a section in there where my overbearing uncle, he uses my son's key. And this is what triggers me. He uses my son's key to barge into my apartment without permission or consent. My aunt takes pictures of my apartment without my permission. They weren't welcome in here anyway. So that's not the part that jacked me up. The part that jacked me up was how they conveniently left out how my uncle's toxic masculinity barges into my apartment and goes to the section where I'm in the bathroom taking a shower with the door open because I think I am home alone. Okay, I get out the shower. I see this man staring at me through the door, butt ass naked. Like, I'm naked in my own home, and my uncle, my aunt's husband, is just standing there watching me in the nude. Like, he didn't divert his eyes or anything. If anything, he's just standing there looking at me. I really feel like if my son or my aunt wasn't there, that man would have raped me. And even though this situation, I think in the petition said it happened in 2017, it really pissed me off. Like, how dare you bring up a tragic memory to like try to shame me and then think, oh, you must have forgot that you technically raped me in my house while his wife was in the other room and my son was in the other room. Like, if it's a family member and they catch you in a compromising situation, it's normally supposed to be like, whoa, hey, no. But this man, he just stands there. Dwayne Hughes stands there in my house without permission, using my son's key to get inside my house, and he's just standing there just looking at me, naked in the shower. That's a sexual violation. Like, I don't know what it is with my aunts and letting their men violate me like that. I know it's not the first time it happened. Like, understand, I've been like bawling my eyes out all day because of this situation. Like, you sneaky bastards. That's okay. But the first time I was sexually assaulted like that by one of my aunt's men was Kimberly Johnson. My mother's, what's their order? She's my mother's middle child sister. I don't know, my grandma had 5 kids. So there's my mom, Kim, and then Sonia, right? So we're talking about Kim now. This was when I was about 20 years old, and I had to have my baby, and I decided to run away from home. And I ran away from home to Illinois to have my son out there. And my aunt, she has 3 sons. So I'm like, okay, I'm in great hands. This woman has done this 3 times. We're good to go. So I think I'm in great hands. Cool. The contractions started on the airplane. They didn't stop until my son's birthday. Fine. But the part where my aunt let her man sexually assault me was, here I am, 20 years old, about to have a baby. Understand this, I'm not blaming anybody because I did my shadow work. And when you do your shadow work, life gets lighter because you stop trying to find other ways to solve your problems by blaming other people. Okay, I was a teen parent. Me being a teen parent was totally my responsibility, my fault, because I had irresponsible sex. I got knocked up in college. Whatever. So, like, whenever life starts to get really hard, I did my shadow work, and I remember I'm in this situation because I was hot in the pants in college. Okay, got it. You know what I mean? But so where the sexual assault from my aunt's man comes from, like, I literally thought I was in good hands with my Aunt Kim because she had 3 sons. She knows what she's doing. Like, okay, I can have my son out here. That's fine. But what happened was when I got there and the contraction started, she just refused to take me to the hospital. And her man, Nathan Best, he kept saying to me, like, well, she ain't ready to go to the hospital because she ain't cursing that nigga out. You just wait till she start cursing that nigga out, then you can take her. Like, I get it because you don't want to drive back and forth from the hospital and then, you know, get told it's false contractions or false labor or whatever. So she literally waited until I collapsed on the floor, screaming in bloody murder pain, before they decided to take me to the hospital. Okay, well, when we got there and I'm asking for drugs, the nurse is like, she checks me, she's like, it's too late, you gotta push. So here I am in a room full of strangers. My son's father is not there. And I call for my Aunt Kim to come into the delivery room with me to help me. And, like, picture you're at a club and you see your friend out there and you call your friend to come to your section, and then some random motherfucker piggybacks off that one invitation and invite themselves too. That's what happened. So I see this man literally walk in behind my aunt, and these contractions are tearing my ass up. So Like, he literally just picked me up for the airport. I don't know this man. I'm 20 years old. I don't know anything about pregnancy or childbirth or delivery. I had no business getting knocked up in college, but it happened. And so I'm 19, 20. Don't know where we're going to go. All I know is that I'm having a baby, right? And so once Nate, like, I'll never forget it because I'm still angry about the situation. He piggybacks me calling my aunt, and he comes into the living room and he parks himself directly to my right. He parks himself directly to my right and just start looking at all of my vagina, all of my dilated vagina and all of this. And I look to my aunt and I'm like, what is he doing in here? And my aunt Kimberly Louise Johnson, she gives me this look like, what are you going to do about it? And what could I do about it? I was 20 years old, having a baby. I literally ran away from my mom because she was driving me crazy. And I told you, I'm cried out. All cried out. And here I am in a room full of strangers. And now my aunt's man is just sitting there, like, just looking. Like, I didn't invite you in here. Why are you here? And then it turns out that my aunt invited him into the room because I guess it was on his bucket list to watch a child being born. And he had never had that opportunity to see any of his kids being born. What better opportunity than your fast-ass niece running away from home because she got knocked up in college. And so once my son is born, and I'm trying to just, like, digest what just happened here, this man's grubby-ass paws reaches over. He's still looking at my bloody vagina, mind you. And he cuts my son's umbilical cord. And my aunt is just sitting there celebrating like, yay, you did it. You finally did it. And I'm like, well, shit, I have nowhere to go. I'm literally 19, 20, kind of homeless. Shit. So now when it comes to me being sexually assaulted by my aunt's man, I'm 2 for 2. Well, first one was Nathan Best, my aunt's ex-man now. And then Dwayne Hughes literally walked into my apartment using my son's key and watched me butt naked in the shower. And I just fell away. I'm tired of holding that in. Like, for what? And then through the rest of this petition that my aunt drafted up, she just loves to brag about how my uncle's been buying me shit. Like, you dumb bitch. You've never occurred to you, like, not even once, that maybe he's trying to buy my fucking silence. Like, oh, well, Dwayne paid for this for Brandy and Dwayne paid for that for Brandy. Like, yeah, he didn't tell you, did he? No, he did not. So now you want to slander me as a mom, but then you want to hold the fact in that your husband's a fucking pervert. And the part that irritates me the most is, like, my book smart son, all he sees are material gains. Who can buy him the most stuff? Because social media is a cancer. It really is. I don't like it. My son can be happy and grateful for anything that I buy him. He'll scroll on Instagram for 5 minutes and all of a sudden what he has isn't good enough. But to me, he's just a kid. A naive teenage kid. A book smart, very intelligent, handsome kid. And I have the strength in me to fight through this because my baby doesn't know any better. These grown-ass people, they know plenty better. This situation is going to work itself out because that's my baby, not theirs. And the only way that they were able to win their little temporary custody case is because they made sure that I missed the hearing. Why did I miss the hearing? Because they sneaky, evil people. But I'm not hiding your fucking secrets anymore. And before anybody says, like, oh, well, why'd you let him buy you stuff? I did not. It was like, he wants to throw that Amex at everything. Oh, well, Brandy, I'll front you the money for this. I'll front you the money for that. And in the corner of my mind, it's like, I know why you're giving me money. Like, I don't want it. Like, you don't understand. I separated myself from my family because I just got sick of the bullshit. I really did. When you do your shadow work is so damn important. And you separate your real life from things that are stressing you out unnecessarily. Shadow work is ugly, it's deep, it's personal, and necessary. So yeah, I did want to record this video earlier, but you know, the internet is forever. And I don't want to be on YouTube crying. So, wondering where I've been? Dealing with a moody ass teenager. And teenage boys are something else, because apparently in their world, $300 shoes are like a symbol of status. And if you can't pay for it, they're going to find another source. You know, because it's just that important. Like, oh my golly, I took him to this. Whew. Ooh. Okay, look. I took my son to a Kendrick Lamar concert, right? And I told him, like, if you grew up in a household that was kind of poor and your parents would say you can have one thing for Christmas and make it good. You can have your one big gift. It was kind of like that. I'm like, Jason, this concert's going to have to hold you for a while because this salon's closing. I got to migrate to this salon before I start to lose clientele, etc., etc. And he's like, okay, Mom, I'll be happy with this one concert. I'm like, cool. You go to the concert. And then I'm trying to teach my son about internet safety because I have gotten really private during my time away from YouTube. I'm just fucking fed up right now. But I was trying to teach my son about, like, you know, internet safety. You don't tell everybody where you're at. I'm like, you can take all the pictures you want, all the videos you want, but don't post anything until we get back home because nobody needs to know that we're not here. He's like, well, Mom, all my friends, they get to flex on Instagram and they get to flex where they're here and they get to flex when they're going there and they get to flex their new stuff. And the one time I get to flex, you're telling me I can't flex. I want to flex. I want to flex. So, you know, I let him flex. He spent more time during the damn whole camera social media spin than he did watching the show. Like, he was happy for about 4 weeks, right? And so after that 4th week hit, my ungrateful, beautiful, naive ass teenager, he comes to me, he's like, Mom, all my friends are flexing new shit on Instagram and they're going new places on Instagram and I'm still flexing this old ass concert from a month ago. Like, as a mom that made that, like, I made that happen. I saved up the money in the midst of everything that's going on. And now you're telling me it doesn't mean shit because now your friends are doing something else. I hate social media so fucking much. I really do. So, yeah, that's about it. So when it comes to the Me Tours, I understand why you hold on to, when you just hold on to your dirt because you're just trying to hang in there. And then you'll see some bullshit that just makes you say, you know what, no. Me too. You sexually violated me. Me too. Dwayne Hughes, you sexually violated me. Entering my home, using my son's key and watching me naked in my shower. In the privacy of my own home, you violated me. Nathan Best, you bastard. I hate your fucking guts. You invited yourself into the delivery room because you wanted to get experience with watching a child being born. That was not your place. My stupid ass bitch ass aunt, she let that happen to me. That's just it. I can't hold that in any longer. Not with everything else that's going on. With all that I'm dealing with, something's gotta give, and that's just one secret. I can't. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's gotta go. It's gotta be out there. So now that it is, I am going to face the world and do what I have to do to reverse this bullshit that happens. Sneaky. I mean, people play dirty. They really do. But that's it. They can be more in the description, but like I said, I'm all cried out. There will not be no crying memes of Brandy on fucking internet because no. Absolutely not. I refuse. Like, my cry face is really ugly. Some people have been seeing it all day. So now that I got that off my chest, next video that I do for YouTube will be a happier occasion. Way happier. Like, I've been wanting to put my passport to good use for a while. And my biggest fear was, like, I'd be all the way over here, all the way over there on this side of the world, and I'd get called back home early. And now that I don't have to worry about that temporarily, I might as well put this time to good use. Go somewhere beautiful, release from all of this unnecessary stress and get the thought of my uncle looking at my butt naked ass coming out of the shower out my head. That shit.